From the king who arrived late to the Whopper that wasn't, let's take a look at some of the juiciest royal secrets about Burger King's flame-broiled ascendance to the fast food throne. The fan-fueled rivalry between McDonald's and Burger King is as classic as the ones between the Red Sox and the Yankees, or the Hatfields and the McCoys. Comparisons between the two date back to the earliest days in Burger King's almost 70-year history. The restaurant's co-founders were deliberately seeking to replicate the success of its golden-arched older sibling.
Marsha!
It all started when Keith Kramer and his wife's uncle, Matthew Burns, visited a McDonald's location in California. That sparked them to create a burger shop that was almost identical to McDonald's, and that may be why the two chains are still closely compared today. In fact, Burger King added grease to the rivalry fire in the 70s by publicly challenging the size of McDonald's hamburgers.
When I order a regular burger at McDonald's, they make it with 20% less meat than Burger King.
The skirmish was dubbed the Burger Wars. Ultimately, McDonald's remains top dog in fast food to this day. Still, the fight's not over yet. There's no shortage of customers with opinions about which place offers the best hamburgers, french fries, or milkshakes. But let's face it, the menus are quite similar. And though it has a technically smaller footprint, Burger King has claimed that it offers higher quality ingredients. By all accounts, the rivalry is still growing strong. Of course, there was no Siri in 1953. But if there were, you would have had trouble finding the first Burger King no matter how clearly you tried to speak. That's because the name was slightly different. When Kramer and Burns set out to open their McDonald's-inspired burger restaurant, they looked for ways to set it apart. One answer was found in an innovative machine called an Insta-Broiler that could produce multiple hamburgers in an instant. This speedy machine inspired the name Insta-Burger King. However, Insta-Burger King didn't see the success as Kramer and Burns expected. After the company was bought out, the Insta part of the name was dropped. The restaurant became the Burger King we know so well today. It may seem like such a simple matter, yet there is some confusion about the first official Burger King location. Some sources claim that the Insta-Burger King opened by Kramer and Burns appeared in Jacksonville, Florida. Others believe that Burger King's first location was in Miami. If we're literal about the name, the first official Burger King opened its doors in Miami. James McLemore and Dave Edgerton founded the Burger King Corporation in 1954 along with a business partner. They were running the newly opened Miami location. However, the Insta-Burger King location opened a year earlier in Jacksonville, operated by Kramer and Burns. It would expand with additional locations built within the first year. Now, if you check the Burger King website, it says the company was founded in 1954. Technically, that's not the whole story. This launch would only have happened if the Jacksonville location had made its debut in 1953. The true origins of the restaurant chain might come down to who you ask. Just when you thought the fight was over, a third contestant just entered the game to claim the throne as the first Burger King. If the confusion between Jacksonville and Miami wasn't enough, wait until we add the seemingly humble Burger King of Mattoon, Illinois as a topping. Years before the first Insta-Burger King in 1953, Betty and Jean Hoots ran an ice cream shop in Mattoon called Frigid Queen. When they decided to offer additional food items, they opened a burger shop. They thought the queen needed a king, so they called it Burger King. They then moved forward to copyright the name in the state. Meanwhile, a burger empire was brewing down south. The other Burger King's success in Florida meant that it was now looking to expand across the country. The Florida-based chain opened its first Illinois location in the town of Skokie in 1961. The Mattoon Burger King sued the corporate giant in what would be known as Burger King of Florida, Inc. vs. Hoots. In a true David and Goliath turn of events, the Mattoon location won its battle. To this day, no corporate Burger King can open within a 20-mile radius of the family-owned business. The closest Burger King to Mattoon is currently 23 miles away. The original co-founders of Insta-Burger King, Kramer and Burns, quickly found out that their burger business needed additional support to grow and compete. Within its first year, they hit a financial rough patch. So when McLemore and Edgerton offered $20,000 for the Miami location, it was a pivotal moment. That 1954 purchase officially transformed the struggling business into the Burger King we know today. In 1967, they sold Burger King to Pillsbury for $18 million. Burger King has changed hands several times since. As of 2021, the fast food chain is owned by Restaurant Brands. Insta-Burger King came along during a time of changing consumer habits in fast casual dining. On the West Coast, the newly opened In-N-Out Burger shop introduced an innovative two-way speaker box system that revolutionized drive-thru dining. Convenience was king. Customers wanted to streamline the dining experience, businesses were looking for ways to cut back on costs. When Insta-Burger King first opened, it branded itself as a self-service restaurant. You would pay using a ticket system similar to how you might have gone to a movie theater in that era. You simply walked up to one window to order, then moved to another to pick up your freshly prepared meal. A key component of Insta-Burger King's promise of streamlined food ordering was the flagship machine mentioned earlier, the Insta-Broiler. Kramer and Burns bought the rights to the device when they launched their business venture. About 400 hamburgers rolled off its endless chain system per hour with 12 burger baskets that brought burger patties into the oven. Once in the oven, it took 1 minute and 45 seconds to cook the patty and toast the buns. The Insta-Broiler was the only machine Insta-Burger King needed in its locations because of the volume it produced. The machine was also praised for keeping its environment grease and smoke-free. Burger King eventually improved on the Insta-Broiler and replaced it with a gas grill called the flame-broiler. Burger King also made milkshakes as convenient to order and receive as hamburgers. If you wanted a cold, refreshing frozen beverage to go with your meal, the milkshake making process was as streamlined thanks to a device called the Insta-Shake. In 1 minute, the Insta-Shake machine could mix, freeze, and whip all the liquid ingredients for approximately 3 milkshakes. However, while the Insta-Broiler used an endless chain system, the Insta-Shake machine required an operator to switch out the cups for each shake.
What you are witnessing, dear friends, is the most enormous miracle of the machine age. The creation of a confectionery giant.
The Insta-Shake was indeed a marvel at the time for its ability to run continuously during operating hours. The machine could produce up to 4 different milkshake flavors. Burger King, like its competitors, offers menu items at low prices even today, if you're looking for a bite to eat that won't break your wallet. Low prices have been a constant for customers, going all the way back to its original Insta-Burger King location when most items sold for less than $1 each. A regular cheeseburger was 23 cents. If you wanted to double up on the meat patties, it would cost an extra nickel. French fries were 15 cents. A fruit pie, somewhat unique for its day, was also 15 cents. Burger King's 2 Insta items, the hamburger and milkshake, each cost 18 cents. If you ordered everything on the menus, you would pay $1.17. In 2022 dollars, that's $12.98. Burger King's original menu was relatively simple, with only a few key items on it. Notably missing from the original menu was the sandwich that gave the food chain its most enduring tagline, "Home of the Whopper." The Whopper was not introduced until 1957. Still relatively early in the company's history, the hearty two-fisted blend of a large all-beef patty, 2 tomatoes, mayonnaise, lettuce, cheese, ketchup, 4 pickles, and onions was cooked up for those too hungry for Burger King's basic hamburger. Since 1958, some familiar faces have been served up in Whopper advertising campaigns.
Take 75. Action!
In 2021, Burger King introduced its first visual redesign since 2019. Their campaign included a logo with a more minimalist look, new packaging, modified employee uniforms, and a new endorsement campaign featuring special meals. Celebrities have often been a component of Burger King advertising. The logo wasn't always so on the nose. At first, there were no burgers or kings on the logo at all. The very first logo looked like a sunrise. In a short time, it changed to simply the words Burger King. Finally, in 1955, the company introduced a royal mascot that sat on a bun. He then became a cartoon king. In the 70s, he came to life to do magic, and after that, well, then he became something completely unexplainable. After Insta-Burger King was rescued from financial problems and became Burger King in 1954, there was a period of healthy growth. By 1965, there were over 250 Burger Kings nationwide. But when McDonald's went public on the stock exchange that year, it was clear that Burger King still had a lot of catching up to do, and the rivalry continues with epic conflicts and petty jealousies. The 90s brought lower sales, flagging customer demand and roller coaster finances. After then CEO Jim Adamson initiated a Back to Basics campaign, Burger King enjoyed a 6-year growth period, even swiping some market shares from Mac you-know-who.
This isn't my day.
Even as recently as 2022, Burger King has sought ways to improve its brand performance overall. Business analysts are devising ways to increase sales, revitalize the company, and remain competitive. With a new emphasis on the signature Whopper and fresh ideas from a new ad agency, Burger King hopes to strengthen their hold on its fast food crown.